Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash, Kahalayim La, Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who still rule well. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect of Israel. Shalom. Shalom to the hopeful elect. The real Israelites are so-called blacks, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, so-called Hispanics. People of Negroid and American Indian descent make up the 12 tribes of Israel, as well as the Israelites that are living among the other nations because we've been scattered among them. They may have the appearance of the other nations, but they had the spirits of Israelites because the lineage of their fathers goes back to Hebrew Israelite men from their respective tribes. If you are able to receive this truth, you are a Hebrew Israelite also, no matter what you look like. The topic at hand: hate groups and domestic terrorists, the persecution of the Hebrew Israelites. Hate groups and domestic terrorists, the persecution of the Hebrew Israelites. This is the time that we're living in right now. Right now. Shit is about to get real, man. Okay? We're living in a time of persecution. The persecution of the nation of Israel, beginning with those that know that they are Hebrew Israelites. Beginning with the believers in Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Okay? Esau Edom is about to make war with the remnant of the 12 tribes of Israel. And who are the remnant? The elect. Who are the elect? You believers. Beginning with the prophets. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 12. Yeah, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahushai shall suffer persecution. This is our lot. This is our part in the story. Okay? The character and the role that we play as the believers. We believe in Yahushai. Therefore, we're going to suffer persecution for righteousness' sake. You know? So, let's get into some videos, man. Now, we're going to be persecuted nationwide, but also locally. You're going to be labeled as hate groups and domestic terrorists all over the country here in America and really all over the world. Okay? It's going to happen all over the world, but I'm speaking specifically about Babylon the Great right now. We're going to be persecuted all over this damn country, but also locally, also in your region. Okay? Now, to speak on that real quick, this is on 16 WAPT News Jackson, which is a local news channel down here in Jackson, Mississippi. And they put up a video a few days ago, just to show you when they put it up. All right. Now it says 2 days ago. That's the video right here. SPLC tracks hate groups in Mississippi. That's the video I'm on right now. Now, that was put up February 23rd, 2021, the year of the hasting unto the coming of the day of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So this was put up recently. SPLC tracks hate groups in Mississippi, which this video doesn't tell you a whole lot. But at the end of the video, they show you something that catches your eye.
16.
Now they show you a little bit of what you can see on the Southern Poverty Law Center website. And this is at the end of this video right here. Now, this is under the different hate groups in Mississippi. And they have Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, which we know as ISUPK, they have them on here. But when you go to the actual website, they have Great Millstone on here as well. They have Great Millstone on the website, okay, in Mississippi, which is really only two Great Millstone branches down here in Mississippi. All right, you have the GMS camp here in Jackson, you know where I'm located at, you know, me and the brothers down here. And then you have the brothers, you know, on the Gulf Coast of Mississippi, you know, Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, that area. So you have a GMS camp down there. All right. So Esau Edom, the serpent, is getting ready to make his move. He's getting ready to roll on us, man. And beginning with the elder apostles, Great Millstone, you've been warned that this is coming. So know what time you're living in, man. We ain't in a time of folly. You know, being simple, acting like these other camps, you know, having party Passovers and, you know, fashion shows, you know, music on iTunes, you know, want to go on cruises and, you know, taking trips and shit. We ain't in that time right now, man. You know, all hell is getting ready to break loose in a moment. And if you're not in the spirit, you're going to get caught up, man. And if you're not rooted, you're going to get blown away. You know, if you're not rooted, you're not going to abide. You're going to be taken by this persecution. So I'm going to play a little bit of this video and I'm going to jump to the end.
Hate has not declined, but the way that the movement is organizing has shifted.
Over the past year, we have heard more and more about racist conspiracy theories, hate speech, and extremist views. On January 6th, it all came to a head with the deadly siege on the U.S. Capitol. Are prejudice, bias, and racism increasing? Well, not necessarily, according to Cassie Miller. She's a senior research analyst with the Southern Poverty Law Center. She says groups are changing their strategy, which includes technology and social media.
Right. Which, once again, dealing with the title of this video, it says SPLC tracks hate groups in Mississippi. Now, SPLC, that's an acronym or an abbreviation for Southern Poverty Law Center. Okay. And they've been keeping up with us to the best of their ability, you know, because you can't track the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is upon us and you can't track the Holy Spirit. And this thing is so deep, you can't go face value because, see, they want to call us black Hebrew Israelites. First and foremost, we're not black. All right. We say so-called black, but there's 12 tribes, not just the tribe of Judah, which are the so-called blacks in this country, so-called Negroes. It's not just Judah. All right. There's 12 tribes and we're not black. And we tell them that, they're not going to hear it because they're like the deaf adder. You know, they're not going to hear that, man. You know, but it's to the point to where the Lord is so deep with this truth and how he scattered us. We even look like the heathen now. So you can't track us. You can't track the spirit that the Lord has put on us, man. You know, to teach and also who we are as a people. But they're letting you know with this NWO, with this New World Order, they're coming for everybody. You know, but they're mainly coming for the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? They make it seem like they're coming for the KKK and these different Edomite supremacists, Edomite nationalist groups, but they're mainly coming for us. You know.
People who are organizing on the 6th organize predominantly on places like Facebook and Twitter. So a lot of this isn't happening on the dark web, on places that are difficult to track. In many ways, this content is incredibly easy to find, and it is designed to be easy to find in order to recruit new people into the movement.
In Mississippi, which has a long history of bloody fights for civil rights and loud cries for racial justice, there's a surprisingly low number of identified and organized hate groups that are recognized by SPLC.
There were 9 hate groups in Mississippi in 2020.
And guess who's on that list? Guess who's on that list, man? You better believe it. You're right. We're on that list. Yes. Yes, indeed.
Which is a pretty steep decline from the numbers that we've seen in the past. Just 10 years ago, there were 41 hate groups that were active in Mississippi.
This is the hate map that's listed on the Southern Poverty Law Center's website. You see Mississippi right here, And when you click on that, all of the hate groups that are recognized in our state come up. You'll see one here in Jackson. There are also a few in Tupelo. You'll also notice that there are several that are recognized statewide. The one you don't see on the list, the Ku Klux Klan.
And you know, they showed that pretty quick. They showed you the list pretty quick because they didn't want to show you Great Millstone. But Great Millstone is on there. All right, because we're the main group in Mississippi. And we're not hiding, you know. But it's something too, because they're speaking about the KKK is not on that list. But see, the KKK, going back to the beginning of this video, the KKK is the National Reformation Party, you know? And the KKK goes by a different, group of names, man. They go by a myriad of names, not just the KKK. They hide behind other names, man. Not just the Ku Klux Klan.
One here in Jackson. There are also a few in Tupelo. You'll also notice that there are several that are recognized statewide. The one you don't see on the list, the Ku Klux Klan.
We've seen a pretty steep decline, and really their brand has become toxic. The name of the group has become toxic. To be associated with that means, immediate consequences. And people have joined groups that create more plausible deniability.
Instead of groups likening themselves to the Klan, Miller says you have ones like the National Reformation Party. Their website,
which is the same damn people, all right? But jumping to the point of why I'm showing this, when you go towards the end of this video,
but that one monumental change did not erase the fact that hatred still exists here.
Despite
they're speaking about how they changed the state flag.
The Confederate battle emblem from the state flag is something that finally happened last summer after it flew for more than 125 years. But that one monumental change did not erase the fact that hatred still exists here.
Well, yeah, you still got a whole bunch of Edomites that still ride around with the Confederate flag on their trucks, on their cars. They flying those flags, or they have those flags raised up outside their houses in certain predominantly Edomite areas. Which you Edomites are a bunch of racists anyway. But the point is, they're getting ready to roll on the Israelites, brothers. Okay? Now keep watching.
Despite the fact that the numbers are dropping, the movement remains extremely well organized and mobilized. And even with a new president in the White House and larger changes in the political landscape, it's a movement that's not going anywhere.
In Mississippi, Aaron Pickens, 16, WAPT News.
You notice they stopped the video on Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, which is ISUPK, because you do have ISUPK down here in Mississippi, which really, you got all the groups for the most part in Mississippi, in Jackson in particular. You got ISUPK, you have IUIC, you have GOCC down here, and you have Great Millstone, which, not to brag or boast, just speaking the truth, Great Millstone was down here first out of all the groups. Going back to late 2007, early 2008, Great Millstone was in Mississippi first. But the point is, the fact that they're pausing the screen on Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, which is ISUPK, they're letting you know, yeah, we know about y'all. Because this isn't just, pointing at ISUPK. They're talking about the Israelites in general. Because when the time comes for Esau, Edom to roll on us, they're not going to separate the groups. They're going to roll on all of us. And see, this thing is an Israelite thing. Yeah, we speak about the different groups, and there's a difference in the groups because of the doctrine. But see, when this shit hits the fan, when it goes down, it's going to be about who's the elected Israel and who's not the elected Israel. If you're a real Israelite or you're not a real Israelite. And what I mean by that is your belief in Yahushua. Are you still going to stand for Yahushua? Which you got certain groups like GOCC and IUIC, they don't believe in the names Yahweh, Yahushua. All right. And ISUPK, they're off on a whole bunch of things, man. They're basically a reprobate group. But they're still members of the elect, even amongst these other groups. So those of them that really believe, they're going to have to make a separation that day. They're going to have to see, what this thing is all about, know what they're really involved in. Because when Esau Edom comes for us, he's coming for everybody. All right. And in particular, the elect. He wants the elect, the remnant. All right. So that's it for that video. But just to back it up, now you see this right here. This is on the Southern Poverty Law Center website. They have ISUPK on here, right? And this is for Mississippi. Now, let's pull up the same website, SPLC, enter.org, Southern Poverty Law Center. Now it says in 2020, 9 hate groups were tracked in Mississippi. And check this out right here. Groups in Mississippi. There are 5 statewide hate groups in Mississippi not displayed on the map. But these are displayed right here. Look at that. Look what you see on the right. Gray Millstone. And this for Mississippi. And also for you different members of Gray Millstone that are heavily involved in the ministry, you go on SPLC, enter.org, and you can look it up in your own state. Check that out. And I find it interesting that they didn't show Great Millstone, because they could have showed Great Millstone. But see, the point is they know about us, which I personally believe the reason why they showed ISUPK is because it has the word Israelite in it. They're just plain right there, which they could have showed IUIC, Israel United in Christ. But, maybe they showed ISUPK because ISUPK is more on the radical side. They're more extreme, with how they speak and everything, which, we're all extreme. When you look at all the Israelite groups, we're all extreme. But, maybe it's that black militant whole get up that ISUPK got. You can view them as being black radicals, the Israelite version of the Black Panthers, That's the point though, man. Now, let's look at some other stuff. Let's look at some other states, man. All right. I'll go from right to left. Look at Tennessee. In 2020, 34 hate groups were tracked in Tennessee. Man. Oh, check that out. Check this out right here. Wish I could zoom in on it. But they have Gray Millstone. Gray Millstone. This is in Tennessee. 2 chapters. 2 chapters. Meaning 2 branches, basically. All right. You got a Gray Millstone camp in Memphis. They have it on here. They have Memphis and Nashville. And they're right on that. You actually do have a camp in Memphis and in Nashville. Okay, so let's go back. So that was for Tennessee. Let's go to Louisiana. In 2020, 16 hate groups were tracked in Louisiana. Let's see what they have down here. Gray Millstone again. Along with the other Israelite groups too. Hey, but for you other Israelite groups, know what you involved in. Because when that time comes, when they roll, you don't want to fold. Don't fold up. Especially for those of y'all that act like y'all gorillas, like you just unstoppable and all that. I ain't never been a weak Jew. Well, okay. Had that same mentality and that same spirit when Jacob's trouble comes, which IUIC, beginning with their leader, Bishop Nathaniel, originally denied that there's any Jacob's trouble. Well, now, see, he has to give an answer for that. He came back and lied and said that he didn't say that. Well, had that same mindset, like people say, had that same attitude, Gray Millstone in Louisiana. Hey, Baton Rouge, New Orleans. All right. Click on Alabama. In 2020, 20 hate groups were tracked in Alabama. And check that out, man. A great millstone. And guess what? They're right. Because you got the brothers in Birmingham. Which, you know what? We're not hiding, man. Yahweh Shah said, "Ye are the light of the world. A city that's set on a hill cannot be hidden." We're not hidden, man. We're right there. In plain sight. Okay? You got the brothers in Birmingham. So all praise to Yahweh Shah Shah, man. Really, brothers, this is what we wanted. This is time that we wanted. Because the quicker they do this, guess what? The quicker we get the fuck up out of here, man. You know? So yeah. Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. Now let's go to some more videos. All right, let me go to my history. Now check this out, right?
Hi, this is attorney Bob.
Now, you got the Akim and the Great Millstone main camp. You know, you got the brothers in New York. Basically, they were behind ABC News 7. Teaching the word. All right? And my thing is this. Out of every angle, out of every corner that ABC News could have gotten on camera, why did they choose to get those brothers on the camera? That's my thing. I'm
here with a great story that I just have to share with you. So
ignore the advertisement.
It's down in February of
Rewind this. Now the name of this video is "New Evidence in Malcolm X Assassination Points to Possible Conspiracy," which we all know that the FBI had something to do with that. We know that the government took him out. Ultimately, you know, now ultimately Yahweh Shah Shah took him out. And guess what? Hey, all praise Yahweh Shah Shah. Apostle Paul said how the Heavenly Father set forth us, the apostles, last. Because after all these different civil rights leaders and these different revolutionaries, the truth will come out. This is all spiritual, man. Hey, and if the government wanted to do that to Malcolm X, and if the government did what they did to Fred Hampton, you brothers watch that movie, Judas and the Black Messiah, if that's how they felt about him, and that man was 21 years old, young Jake, man. But he was a young, powerful Jake. But the thing is, he didn't have the truth. Fred Hampton didn't have the truth. You know? He wasn't professing that we're the Hebrew Israelites. See, you Jakes, man, you want to do everything else but repent. Like Elder Yahshua would be saying. All right? Malcolm X, he wasn't preaching repentance. Fred Hampton, as powerful as a speaker he was in uniting his people, you know, wanting to make schools and, you know, help feed homeless Jake and stuff like that. Yeah, those different things are good. But Yahweh Shah said, labor not for that meat that perisheth. You know? And then, you know, scriptures say in Proverbs, with wise counsel you shall make your war. This the one thing that Esau Edom can't stop. Scriptures say the gates of hell shall not prevail against this thing, against this truth. You know, against the kingdom of heaven, which begins with this knowledge. Esau Edom can't stop it. They can stop everything else. If this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. Like Malcolm X did. Like, you know, the Black Panthers. You know? And they had the branch in Chicago with Fred Hampton. You know? But see, this truth is not going to come to naught. You know? But anyway, getting back to this right here. Now this video was put up, it says 5 days ago. It was put up February 21st, 2021. February 21st, 2021, the year of the hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh Shah Shah. Let's play a little bit of this video.
56 years after the death of Malcolm X, lawyers revealed what they call new evidence of a conspiracy perpetrated by the NYPD and the FBI to assassinate the civil rights activist in Harlem. Eyewitness News reporter Naveen Dhaliwal joins us from Washington.
Now you notice when you look at this right here, you look closely on the right side of the screen, you have the Akim and the Great Millstone, New York, right behind this camera woman. And it's crazy. She's looking at the corner of her eyes. She knows that they're back there. So at this point, man, Esau Edom, you're looking bad, man. You're looking horrible. You got the Great Millstone Brothers right behind this woman. Bruh's teaching. You know what I'm saying? In the cool of the day. Brothers teaching. All right?
Naveen.
Yeah, Joe, these are very serious allegations. The family of an NYPD officer and their
That's plain right there.
now say they have proof that
Plain. Brothers right behind her breaking bread. Teaching the word. Like I said, she could have got on any corner and, did her job. But why right there? You want to know why? Because it's all an agenda. They're about to come. They gonna roll, man, but it's all good. It's all good. Let's go from there. This video here. Now, I'm going to get some minute marks in this video. Let's see. Brothers, bear with me, Baba Kusha. Let's see here.
Legislators decided to commit an act of terrorism, close quote. He was a Bernie Sanders supporter. We also cannot forget the attack that took place in 2012 at the Family Research Council when Floyd Corkins attempted to, quote, kill as many people as he could, close quote, at the Family Research Council Center in Washington, D.C. According to the sentencing memorandum, he told the FBI he wanted to kill the people in the building and then smear a Chick-fil-A sandwich on their face.
Right, they're just giving you different accounts of domestic terrorism. Which, by the way, like I said, you brothers know about this video by now. But this was streamed live. Now it says House Committee hearing on the rise of domestic terrorism. This was put up a few days ago. You notice this is all recent. And this is all pretty much in the month of February. Okay? This was put up February 24th, 2021. The year of the hasting unto the coming of the day of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So, things about to move quick, okay? They're about to move fast, man.
He was inspired to attack the FRC because it had been identified on Southern Poverty Law Center's hate map.
Southern Poverty Law Center's hate map. And Great Millstone is on that hate map through the spirit I showed you. And you can go to the website yourself.
It was a different set of ideologies that inspired the attacks on West Coast federal buildings than those that inspired an attack on our capital. We've seen white and black supremacist groups inspire domestic terrorist events.
White and black supremacist groups. So what Esau Edom is doing, he's seeking to link us together with domestic terrorism by way of different things that these Edomites do. So they're so-called targeting all acts of terrorism. You think about what those Edomites did at the state capitol. All right. At the Capitol building, to be exact, down in D.C. Well, they're using that to say, well, we got to target all acts of terrorism before they take over our country.
In 2015 in Charleston, South Carolina, Dylan Roof, harboring views of white supremacy, took the lives of 9 congregants of the Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church. In 2019 in Jersey City, New Jersey, David N. Anderson.
In 2019, and it's that main part. Let me see.
He took the lives of 9 congregants of the Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church. In 2019 in Jersey City, New Jersey, David N. Anderson and Francine Graham shot and killed 3 people at a kosher grocery store in Jersey City, New Jersey. The shooters also wounded 1 customer and 2 police officers. The Jersey City Police Department detective was shot and killed by the assailants at a nearby cemetery just before the grocery store attack. David Anderson and Francine Graham, identified as Black Hebrew Israelites, which the Southern Poverty Law Center found that, quote, the extremist fringe of the Hebrew Israelite movement is black supremacist. It also wrote that the members of those groups, quote, believe that Jews are devilish imposters and openly condemn whites as evil personified, deserving only death or slavery, close quote.
Hey, it's funny because that's true, man. That's true. You Edomites are evil personified, okay? And you will receive judgment, But see, we're being targeted as evil for speaking the truth, really. Because we haven't done anything to these Edomites. And these different so-called acts of terrorism made by certain, wicked Israelites, really, because they're going against the system without the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua behind them. Esau, he's not going to make the separation. And a lot of these different acts of terrorism, so-called, really are set up by Esau anyway. The hidden hand, you're doing this. We didn't do anything. These different people that pop up and so-called commit these acts, we don't know these people. And then they so-called disappear. They just fade to black. They so-called end up dead or you put them in prison, but no one ever hears about them. It's all BS, really. But you see the point. Okay? They're getting ready to make their moves. Go to another minute mark. See, 2 hours, 29. See.
Sign up with Chime and enjoy the luxury of getting paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit. Download the app and sign up with Chime. Sign up with Chime and enjoy the luxury of getting paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit.
That's Satan, man. They commercial you to death. Yeah, that's Satan. They won't even let me play the video. Yeah, excuse me, Akim. Yeah, that's straight up Satan, man. Hold on. Yeah, give me a second, Akim. Yeah, it's all good. Let's go back.
And 2 police officers. The Jersey City Police Department detective was shot and killed by the assailants at a nearby cemetery just before the grocery store attack. David Anderson and Francine Graham, identified as Black Hebrew Israelites, which the Southern Poverty Law Center found that, quote, the extremist fringe of the Hebrew Israelite movement is black supremacist. It also wrote that the members of those groups, quote, believe that Jews are devilish impostors and openly condemn whites as evil personified, deserving only death or slavery, close quote.
That's all in the scriptures. And you know what? Since I basically had to go back on this video again, I had to close it out and go back into it. Since that played, let me go to this. Now this is on 4 NBC New York. Let's play that video. It's a similar video that relates to David Anderson and Francine Graham, the suspects in that Jersey City shooting. That's right. The hunter will become the hunted. That's right. That's the spirit of brothers from Birmingham. The hunter has become the hunted. Because see, Esau, Edom, you're going to be that prey. Really, you're preying on us, but you're about to be the prey. All right. Esau was a cunning hunter. You hunting everything. You had a power with a sword, but see, now you're about to become the hunting. The hunted. All right. Like the brothers had said in Birmingham. All right. Now it's your turn to get chased down, hunted down. But anyway, I'm gonna play this video right here.
You are watching new video captured by a security camera above a Jersey City kosher supermarket showing the first shots fired in what became an hours-long standoff between a heavily armed couple and police officers. The release of this video coming the same day. The FBI is announcing that it is investigating an act of domestic terrorism in this case. News 4's Rana Novini joining us from the newsroom with the very latest information on that shooting rampage. Rana.
Yeah, and Stefan, officials announcing today that the attack is being investigated as an act of domestic terrorism driven, they believe, by anti-Semitism and hatred of law enforcement. We're also getting a clearer picture of what exactly happened and a first-hand account from someone who escaped. NBC News.
Now, They're going to keep throwing out those words, domestic terrorism, domestic terrorists, domestic terrorism. Just look forward to that. Get forward to hearing that a lot. Okay?
Obtained this new video from above the...
What became an hours-long standoff between a heavily armed couple and police officers. The release of this video coming the same day. The FBI is announcing that it is investigating an act of domestic terrorism in this case. News Force...
Now, this happened early in 2019. But see, things like this are going to keep happening because Esau's behind it. All right? Evil E, wicked E. He's behind this.
Anna Novini joining us from the newsroom with the very latest information on that shooting rampage. Rana.
Yeah, and Stefan officials announcing today that the attack is being investigated as an act of domestic terrorism, driven, they believe, by anti-Semitism and hatred of law enforcement. We're also getting a clearer picture of what exactly happened and a first-hand account from someone who escaped. NBC News obtained this new video from above the kosher supermarket. It shows the moment a gunman stormed the store, firing shots as he rushes in. A few steps behind him, his girlfriend, the second shooter, enters the supermarket. And then you see the escape. That's David Lax running out just in time. Another angle shows him dart into the street and to safety, narrowly escaping death.
I'll say this, man. You know, the Israelite man and the Israelite woman never does no shit like this. All right? You know, Jay don't ever do no shit like this, man. That whole Bonnie and Clyde type scenario, you know, you got that movie Queen and Slim. You know, Jake ain't on that type of stuff. That thing is set up, all right? And see, Esau Edom is always playing the victim, you know? But you're looking bad.
Lax dove under the salad bar for cover as the shooters gunned down 3 others in the store. 24-year-old Moishe Deutsch, 49-year-old Miguel Rodriguez, and the store's co-owner, 31-year-old Mindy Ferentz, were killed. The 2 shooters, also dead, identified by police as David Anderson and Francine Graham. Video shows them exiting a U-Haul, then charging into the only kosher store in the area. With bullets flying everywhere, Lax found his chance to escape when the second shooter walked in.
She was kind of big also, so she had to pivot herself to come in. So in that second, I went right away in.
That shit sloppy as hell, man. And what are the odds that they end up dead? That David Anderson and Francine Graham just end up dead. The odds of that. Shit ain't believable. You're not convincing, E.
I went right away in. I redirected the arm. I ran out.
This survivor sharing his story as investigators delve deeper into the suspects' backgrounds. Police say the shooters brought...
Like Amalek Tough. You see that? Like he did some type of damn karate move, you know, to get him off of him. And he just ran out the damn store, man. You know, it's bullshit. It's bullshit, bro.
I went right away in. I redirected the arm. I ran out.
This survivor sharing his story as investigators delve deeper into the suspects' backgrounds. Police say the shooters brought 5 guns and a pipe bomb in their van after shooting and killing Jersey City detective Joseph Seals nearby.
I can confirm that we're investigating this matter as potential acts of domestic terrorism, fueled both by anti-Semitism and anti-law enforcement beliefs.
New Jersey's Attorney General says both suspects expressed interest in the Black Hebrew Israelite movement, labeled by watchdogs as a hate group, but it's not clear if they had any formal links. The motive is still under investigation and still unclear tonight why the couple chose that specific store. The FBI has now taken over the investigation. Reporting live.
Now you see, the main thing that they're targeting is the belief. You know, now they spoke about their hatred towards Jews, you know, their belief in anti-Semitism and hatred for law enforcement. So they're going to tie everything to our belief, you know, to the ministry. But don't get weak, man. All right, that's all I wanted to play on this. Let's see if I can Go to some more tabs. And you notice they said that they had a pipe bomb. And it's all tacky, you know. It's on NBC New York. It says bombing van. Well, it was a pipe bomb. Bombing van of New Jersey shooting attacks or attack suspects could have killed people 5 football fields away. Let me read that again. Bombing van of New Jersey shooting attack suspects could have killed people 5 football fields away. Officials say. It's some BS. That's some BS. 5 football fields away. And these are the perpetrators. These are the killers. Right? But anyway, man. Okay, let's go to something else. Go back to this.
And I asked over and over again, give me an example of a black extremist organization. Tell me about one. And I know earlier in this hearing, an organization was mentioned that I think is ludicrous to be considered a terrorist organization, and that's the Black Hebrew Israelites. But Madam Chair, I want to ask...
Hey, and she's right. So even right here, Eve is taking up for us. You know? The so-called black woman, she's actually taking up for us. But then she's, speaking BS too. Talking about we're too ludicrous, all right? But she's making it seem like we're too crazy to be a terrorist organization. But at least she's right about the fact that we're not a terrorist organization. She's right about that. Let me rewind it a little bit. But Esau doesn't care what she has to say. See, we're living in a time where Esau, he's going to discard Eve. He's going to get rid of our women in these different positions of power, and upholding them, period. When it comes to certain benefits our women get in this society, that's going to be done away with. Esau Edom is just going to do his thing. He's not going to care.
On his deathbed just the other day, had a deathbed confession that as a African-American member of the New York Police Department...
Rewind it a little bit more. I just want to see what she was saying earlier. Let's go right here.
...will be turned against the very communities that have been terrorized. So the COINTELPRO has been discussed, initiated by J. Edgar Hoover.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Now you see Esau, his own words fall upon him, which you have a so-called black woman right here speaking, okay, but she has knowledge of COINTELPRO and she's bringing it out. So let's talk about that. Esau's a hypocrite because he's funded different terrorist organizations. He's infiltrated, organizations that would start off positive, and he made them negative, turning groups against each other. All type of dirt. There's nothing new with E. You always been doing this shit, man.
Under this program, while the KKK was terrorizing people in the South, COINTELPRO and FBI targeted civil rights leaders like Martin Luther King, and it was commonly understood that the FBI abused its surveillance power in a manner to suppress a peaceful movement. Given this history, it's not a leap to recognize the need for scrutiny of FBI activities in Black and African-American communities. Just recently, if anybody is confused about this, watch a new movie that just came out called Judas and the Black Messiah that talks about the assassination of a leader of the Black Panther Party. Regardless of what you think of the Panthers, I don't know that anyone deserves to be executed while they're asleep. There is a police officer that on his deathbed just the other day had a deathbed confession that as a African-American member of the New York Police Department that he was involved and the NYPD was involved in the assassination of Malcolm X. So what my concern is that...
Hey, that's a spirit. So that, goes back to the video we were watching earlier where you had the Great Millstone, New York branch, which that's the main camp. All right. So I'm not just going to say branch, but, those brothers in the main camp, they were behind, the certain, woman. They were behind the news speaker. I forget her name right now, but you can go back to the video. But pretty much the video was revolving around what happened to Malcolm X and how the FBI were involved in his death. So everything's coming out. Okay? Everything's coming out now. You have, actual people in the FBI that said, yeah, I was involved in that shooting. And this woman right here, she's bringing it out. So Esau, you looking so bad, you're going to have to just do your thing, man. You're going to have to do what you got to do.
If we entertain legislation on domestic terrorism, how can we be sure that it will be targeted and not be used to groups that are not involved in terrorism? In August of 2017, the FBI intelligence assessment entitled Black Identity Extremists Likely Motivated to Target Law Enforcement Officers. And I asked over and over again, give me an example of a Black extremist organization. Tell me about one. And I know earlier in this hearing, an organization was mentioned that I think is ludicrous to be considered a terrorist organization, and that's the Black Hebrew Israelites. But Madam Chair, I want to ask the committee for something. I would like to have a classified briefing so that the FBI can come in and tell us about Black terrorists, Black extremist organizations, because I am not aware of one. Now, if you want to talk...
Yeah, they can't do it. They're not going to be able to do it. They're going to have to lie. Make some stuff up. So, yeah. Yeah, man. You looking bad, E.
Riots that were involving Antifa and their other far-left allies, they targeted me and beat me severely. Masked militants punched me repeatedly on the head and the face, and I ended up in the hospital with a brain bleed, and I nearly died from that.
And we know that there are majority Edomites in Antifa, but see, once again, they're targeting all acts of terrorism, so to speak. So they're looking at Antifa and they're going to look at us. And we're not doing anything but preaching. All we're doing is preaching, but they're still going to want to roll. All right? Listen up.
And they targeted you because... Excuse me, I'm sorry. They targeted you...
Ever since then, they've continued to escalate death threats against me. Yeah, I'm about to leave my home.
And they targeted you because you had the courage as a journalist to accurately portray what they were doing and what kind of tactics they engaged in and the harm and violence that they caused. Is that right?
That's what I believe, yes.
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, look, we need consistency. We need to condemn all violence. Republicans condemn the violence that took place on the 6th. We condemn the violence that took place for 120 straight days in Portland when Antifa was laying siege to the federal building. While that was happening, we had our colleagues talk about they needed more unrest in the streets. At the very time unrest was happening in the streets, we had our colleagues say that the organization that tried to end your life and that for 120 days had violence happening every single day in Portland, that organization was a myth. Look, this is so important. I appreciate Mr. No's willingness to talk about the consistency that is needed from everyone, from both sides of the aisle, to address this problem and get violence out of our political process. Madam Chair, with that, I would yield back.
Mr.
Oh no, excuse me. I got to yield to. I wanted to save time for the ranking member. I yield to the ranking member.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Without objection, I would like to introduce into the record an article from August 29, 2008. It's a report from the Southern Poverty Law Center about the Black Hebrew Israelites entitled Racist Black Hebrew Israelites Becoming More Militant, and also a 2019 SPLC article describing the New Jersey attack and the militancy of the Black Hebrew Israelites.
Without objection, so ordered. I'm going to introduce into the record without objection, Daily Beast article, Capitol Police Officer, Trumpist riders call me the N-word dozens of times, and exhibit.
It's crazy because right after you had the one so-called black woman speaking earlier, see if I could take it back. This woman was speaking and she pretty much said that we haven't done anything wrong. They're going to bring us up again. That's why, the prophecy says how they're like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. They're going to keep lying. They don't care. They don't care what we have to say. They don't care what anyone has to say. They didn't listen to anything this woman just said. They brought us up again. The point is, they're getting ready to make their moves, man. So let's close out with some scriptures. Okay? I've been going for a minute in this video, but that's all right. That's all right. Okay. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 3. 2 Thessalonians 3 and 3. But the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, is faithful, who shall establish you and keep you from evil, because evil is coming. All right? But it's all about being established in the faith, rooted. And the Lord ultimately is going to keep us rooted. But you have to believe. And you got to know that these things really are supposed to happen. They're supposed to happen, man. Okay? 1 Thessalonians 3 and 1. Wherefore, when we could no longer forbear, we thought it good to be left at Athens alone, and sent Timotheus, our brother and minister of the Heavenly Father, and our fellow laborer in the gospel of Hamashiach, to establish you and to comfort you concerning your faith. Key word is establish. All right? To be grounded, settled, unmovable. Verse 3, that no man shall be moved by these afflictions. For yourselves know that we are appointed thereunto. This is why scripture say, through much tribulation shall we inherit the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Shall we enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua? It's supposed to be this way, man. All right. Verse 4, for verily when we were with you, we told you before that we should suffer tribulation, even as it came to pass, and ye know. That's right. It's coming, man. It's coming. Okay. Ultimately, they hate what we got to say because we're right. We're right, and we're getting on their nerves, man. This truth is getting on their nerves. Okay? Amos chapter 5 and verse 10. They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly, which is us. We're rebuking in the gate. Teaching in the chief place of concourse in the downtown metropolitan areas throughout America and all over the earth. They hate that, man. And we ain't saying anything wrong, but it's just, hey, it's a part of the story, We gotta do what we gotta do. They gotta do what they gotta do. Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 20. And our faith is in this right here. For the terrible one is brought to naught. See, that's getting ready to happen. Esau is going to be brought to nothing. That's why they want to roll on us. They're going down. They got a short time. And the scorner is consumed. Right. All these people that have been talking shit against us, for years, they're going to be consumed. And all that watch for iniquity are cut off. Right. Because see, ultimately, people want us to get caught up. They want us to be associated with wickedness. Let me see what Great Millstone got to say. Or let me see, what happened over here. Oh, they got caught up in that. This happened to them. Well, some Hebrew Israelites, they did this. They're not in Great Millstone, but all y'all the same. All y'all wicked. You watching for iniquity. You trying to, look at us as if we're going off. But you're going to be cut off. that make a man an offender for a word. Right. So we're being counted as evil just for speaking the truth. But we're not doing nothing wrong. And lay a snare for him that approveth in the gate. We read earlier, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate. So people want to lay traps for us. And that Jersey City, scenario, I don't even know what to call that thing, man. But it was basically a psyop. There was a psychological operation. That's a snare to get us caught up in, to really trap up all the Hebrew Israelite groups. And turn aside the just for a thing of not, for a thing of nothing. Because see, ultimately, they want to bring about their new world order. Okay? And it's not going to, be fruitful. It's not going to be fully accomplished. They're going to get so far. Okay? But yeah, man, these things really should strengthen us because it shows that we're doing the right thing. Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 15. Yeah, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. That's us. Esau is preying on us. But see, remember, the hunter is going to become the hunted. Like the brothers in Birmingham said. They're going to be the prey. And the Lord said the day is coming where he's going to rise up to the prey and bring World War III and make the nations destroy each other, and set us up in power. But for right now, Esau is preying on us. That's why they got us on the SPLC website, and Yahweh saw it, and Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment, that there was no justice. Right, so the Lord, he's going to rise up for our cause. But we got to remain faithful until he does it, man. This is St. Mark chapter 4. St. Mark chapter 4. And this is verse 16. And these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who, when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness. Certain individuals that come into this truth. Verse 17, and have no root in themselves. They're not established. They're not grounded. And so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. So don't be offended. All right? Because persecution is coming for the word's sake. All right? We didn't do anything wrong. Just like Yahweh Shai didn't do anything wrong. Yet he was persecuted. All right? This is our lot. We got to join the Lord in his sufferings if we're going to be joint heirs with him in his glory, in his kingdom. St. Luke chapter 9 and verse 26. For whosoever shall be ashamed of me and of my words, of him shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he shall come in his own glory, Yahweh Shai, and his fathers, Yahweh, and of the holy angels, the Rakakwadash. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakakwadash is coming back, man. And if you deny the Lord or you give in to Esau, if you bow, you get weak, the Lord is going to be ashamed of you. And you're not going to be delivered when our Lord comes, man. So know that this is all a part of the ministry. It's a package deal. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 32. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. And we want the Lord to confess us. We want the Lord to save us. That's our desire. 2 Ezra chapter 16. And verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Right? That's it, man. It's coming. Revelation 12 and 17. And the dragon, the Roman Empire, which in this day and time is America, NATO, and the EU, was wroth with the woman, was angry with the nation of Israel, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, with the elect, which keep the commandments of Yahweh and had a testimony of Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Lord willing, Yahweh edified. Barakatah Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah Bashim Rakakwadash. Shalom.